Good morning, beautiful people. Let me take those off so I can read better. Today I am going to go over Matthew 6, 1 through 4. I was reading this last night, and I myself, everybody knows that I am new to this, and I've read Matthew before, but we'd never really catch everything the first time in the Bible. So I wanted to go over this and we'll get into it. Beware of practicing your righteousness before other people in order to be seen by them, for then you will have no reward from your Father who is in heaven. Public acts of obedience are good, no doubt, but if you're doing them for recognition of public, that's all the rewards you're going to get is from the public right there. It doesn't matter. We should practice our worshiping and everything in silence, and not in silence, but in private is what I meant to say. My bad. So, beware of practicing your righteousness before other people in order to be seen by them, for then you will have no reward from your Father who is in heaven. And I also like this. I wanted to add this. I have the Study Bible ESV version for anybody who wants to read along or come in. 6:1, Jesus gives an example of how a person's faith can be expressed in a hypocritical way when giving to the needy. So this is more or less talking about giving to the needy, from what I understand and from what I've read is, the Pharisees used to go out and they used to give while everybody was around, and just so they could get that recognition from everyone. And Jesus says that's wrong. Verse 2 goes in, when you give to the needy, sound no trumpet before you, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, when they may be praised by others. Truly I say to you, they have received their rewards. Do not do the right thing just to get recognition. And I think that's something that a lot of us want, especially, and I'll go to music with it, I've realized that now that I've started writing Christian raps and I've started to get closer to my faith and get closer with God, one of my favorite verses that have come along with me reading and getting closer with God is, James 5 is draw near to God and God will draw near to you. And I really see that, and I'm learning so much, and I realize now that there are some things that I have done just to get recognition, not to do the right thing, but to get recognition. And it's not always the best thing to do, and as you see, it's not the right thing to do. So that's something I have to work on myself. If you're going to give somebody something, or the needy, for example, say you go and get 2 burritos, and at the convenience store you go and get 2 burritos at the convenience store, and then you give one away to the man sitting out there, and then you go home and you tell everybody about it. That's the most you did. That's the most you did. There's no need to go off and tell everybody about it. He needed help just as much as you did. And I really think it's cool because in the 3rd verse, it says, but when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Forget the worldly things. Forget the worldly praise. Being seen by anyone but your Father, He knows what both hands have done in your acts of kindness. Jesus knows what we did, and we should do it from the heart, always from the heart. And we should never want recognition or, oh, I did this and I did that and blah, 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 and da, da, da. There's no need for it. There's absolutely no need for it whatsoever. I was watching TikTok yesterday, and they did on Matthew 7, which is what brought me to this. They did a little sermon on Matthew 7, and it was so moving and touching because it made me realize that a lot of the times I've judged many people when I myself didn't work on my own sins, when I myself hadn't done what was right to my brothers, to my sisters, to my mothers, you know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to add that in here because of the simple fact that a lot of the times we fail to see that we too are wrong. And it's not our job to make other people right. That is their job. They have to work on their own problems. And when they work on it, I hope that they work on it with God, you know. So let's get into verse 4. So that your giving may be done in secret, and your Father who sees it in secret will reward you. Avoid hypocrisy. Do not act out of good just to get that recognition. Do not act out of good just to get seen by someone. When we do that, we're seeking a selfish desire. When we do that, we're seeking a recognition. We want to be seen. And the only person that we should really be seen by is God. We should be seen for our good works by God. And God will judge us for our good works. God will give us our praise for our good works when it's time. The world doesn't matter when it comes to that. When we seek selfish desires, we're drawing attention to our acts of kindness. We're drawing attention to our acts of kindness by giving, and that's not what we should be doing at all. Give to be wholeheartedly generous. Anything more, and you don't get what you want. You get the same rewards that the Pharisees did. And that's just praised by the people. I want to be praised by Jesus. I want to be thanked by Jesus. You know, I don't want to go out and be seen by the world like I once had been. I don't care if you think I'm not a good person. I know that Jesus knows I'm a good person. Jesus knows I have a big heart. Jesus knows that what I did was right. And that I used to talk about, oh, I did this for this person and I did that for this person, because I didn't understand this. I didn't know this at all. And I don't want any of my brothers and sisters to be criticized by Jesus, like Jesus criticized the Pharisees. You know, when you think about that, you kind of think about, like, Jesus was really smart. Look at all of the parables that he had spoke, you know, and think about it from a standpoint or a perspective. Think about it from a perspective of, you get to talk to Jesus and now he's telling you that you did wrong. Oh no, that would hurt. That would hurt. I want to talk to Jesus and have him tell me, I'm proud of you, my son. You did awesome. You did an amazing job. You taught. You did what you were supposed to do. You taught yourself. That's what I meant to say. Because I'm no teacher. I'm no preacher. I just really enjoy doing this. And the closer I get to God, once again, James 5, you know, draw near to God. God will draw near to you. And I really enjoy that because it makes me happy. I've never been this happy to be a part of something like this, or to even be close to God. And my relationship with God now is stronger than it ever was. Stronger than it ever was. You know, and I don't want to be criticized the same way that the greedy man is, you know. I want to be criticized for my good works, my good acts of faith, my good acts of kindness. And that's really all I have today. I want to go over verses 5 and 9 tomorrow on prayer. And I hope you all have a blessed day. I hope you have a wonderful morning. And I hope you show the world a little more love, because it's just a little bit easier to deal with this chaotic world when we ourselves are showing other people we don't have to. Love.